Hey guys, GeoMargin here. Today we're going to be talking about a bizarre oddity of US state geography known as the Kentucky Bend. So when you look at state borders, you see some have straight lines and some have curves. Well, where these two intersect is where you get some weird stuff happening. When you look at Kentucky, it might just look like one contiguous state. However, when you zoom in further, you can see it's actually split into two, albeit one a lot larger than the other. This part of Kentucky, sometimes known as the New Madrid Bend, is completely cut off from the rest of the state, also known as an exclave. As you can see in this picture, the only way to get to the other part of the state is by traveling on a road through Tennessee. On the other parts of the border, it's completely surrounded by the Mississippi River and Missouri as a state, and within this landmass, there's no bridges that connect it to the outside. In 2020, only 9 people called this piece of land home. However, in the late 1800s, almost 300 people lived in this area. So, how did this exclave come to be? Well, let's start by looking at the straight line upon which it falls. If you extend this line out further, you can see it goes all the way from the southeastern part of Virginia all the way to the panhandle of Oklahoma. In 1665, King Charles II of England decided on a line to separate the then Virginia colony to the province of Carolina on a 36th and one-half parallel. Back then, as you can imagine, they didn't have GPSs. They had to rely on primitive technology like hand compasses, and they had to trek through mountains and swamps and completely unknown territory in order to map. Because of this, they made a lot of mistakes on the way, like this area right under Damascus, Virginia, and consistently did not follow a straight line all the way to the Cumberland River. Eventually, the mapmakers got their stuff together and actually started following the 36 and one-half parallel. They did a really good job, and Kentucky, shown above, and Tennessee below, agreed that their state's border will end where the Mississippi River intersects with this parallel. However, this can cause some confusion, because does that mean the border ends right here or over here? In the early 1800s, Tennessee claimed this area as their own. They said that the border already intersected at this point and it's connected to the rest of their mainland. Eventually, in 1848, Tennessee dropped this claim, leaving this area of land to be owned by Kentucky and giving us this bizarre exclave at the very western point of its borders. The 36th and one-half parallel line continued to be used, separating Missouri and Arkansas, and even going as far west as the Oklahoma Panhandle. It also formed the border between the northern and southern states in the Missouri Compromise of 1820. Notably, this exclave sits right next to New Madrid, which is home of the New Madrid earthquake of 1812. This earthquake is the largest earthquake ever recorded in American history east of the Rockies. The earthquake caused so much havoc that there was claims that in 1812, the river even ran backwards at one point, flowing uphill. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Consider liking and subscribing, and leave a comment. See you next time.